The crypto and NFT space is going crazy right now. There's lots of insane, shocking news to cover. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Okay, so I'm over at CoinMarketCap right now, and obviously we've got to talk about Terra, UST, and what's been happening with this. This was obviously supposed to be a stable coin, but as of recent times, it has been crashing in price. You can literally see stable, 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 and then we've had this massive dip. And why has this happened? Well, it's to do with Luna. So long story short, one person has completely crashed UST and Luna. I believe that Luna is down at 50 cents from highs of around $60. So if you put in at $60, you've basically lost all your money. And in general, this situation with UST has left a lot of fear, uncertainty and doubt in investors, as this coin was originally considered to be a stable coin that was supposed to be pegged to the value of the US dollar, but it's now been unpegged. And as you can see right here, the price is not at a dollar or anywhere near. And this is a big deal because many people hold large amounts of stable coins such as UST as they trust it to hold its value. So when they cash out their crypto, instead of cashing out for fiat to avoid taxes for the time being, people tend to cash out for stable coins such as UST and USDT. And USDT is the most popular stablecoin, and as we can see, this has even cracked. It went as low as 0.95, which is unheard of for USDT, and these are just historical moments in crypto right now. Absolutely crazy. But like I was saying, these events have basically proven that stablecoins can't actually be trusted to be stable. And with this news alongside the already bearish crypto market that has been constantly going down due to the war and soaring inflation rates right now, as of recent, we've been seeing huge dumps in the price of Bitcoin all the way through to smaller cap altcoins. So obviously, being an Ethereum focused NFT channel, we've got to talk about the price of Ethereum right now. It is pretty much at the yearly all-time low and is almost breaking $2,000 as of right now. And yes, a lot of people are panicking right now as they're seeing the US dollar value of their portfolios going down and down. But I think one thing worth remembering is that when we saw this little bearish period at the beginning of January, beginning of the year, when the Ethereum price just plummeted moving into 2022, coming over to June analytics, we can see that January, the time when this happened, was actually by far the highest NFT trading volume that we've ever seen. So I believe if this Ethereum price can find its footing and stabilize, we could see a massive bull run for NFTs as investors begin to move away from crypto and into NFTs to start stacking up some Ethereum ready for when the bull run eventually comes. And of course, none of this is financial advice. It's simply just speculation on what could happen. I can't predict the market, and I don't know whether we can go lower from here or if we will stabilize, but I just want to tell you guys the scenarios that could possibly play out and what to expect if certain things happen with the price of Ethereum. And for anyone panicking right now, I think the best thing that you can do is zoom out and understand that the market works in cycles. Prices can't just keep constantly fallen, they always recover, and vice versa. Prices can't continue to rise without having recorrections. And you've got to remember, when involving yourself in crypto, to have parabolic runs up in price, we've got to experience downtrends and maybe extended bear markets that allow people to accumulate at a lower price so that when the bull market comes, we can really lift off. But enough on crypto right now. Let's focus on some NFTs. And obviously, we have to talk about Azuki. This is another piece of shocking news that came out this week. The founder basically came out saying and admitting to previously releasing 3 projects that are considered to be soft rug pulls. So coming over to his Twitter here, the founder goes by the name of Zagabond, and he'd basically created 3 projects that go by the names of Funks, Tendies and Zunks, and all of which he abandoned and left holders holding the bag. So he recently released a document basically admitting to all of this. Some people think he was blackmailed, others think it just had to come out at a certain point, and he decided to release it now in the bear market so that Azuki could kind of blend in with the drop in prices already. But anyways, Zagabond went on a Twitter space with Andrew Wang to do an interview, and 11,000 people tuned into this, the most that I've ever seen in a Twitter space personally. And in this interview, Zagabond basically didn't really admit or take ownership to any of these 3 rug pull projects that he'd previously founded, and instead he brushed off these projects as learning and completely disregarded the millions of dollars that had been invested into these projects that he just completely left. And to make matters worse, it came out that he was actually pretending to be a woman when creating one of these projects, which leaves an even more sour taste in people's mouths of this guy. And all in all, he seems to be completely untrustworthy, and as a result, unfortunately Azuki's price has taken a massive hit, coming back over. We can see the floor is 8.8 ETH right now, and this has dropped from last month where it saw highs of around 30 ETH. I'm surprised it hasn't dropped lower, but obviously the Azuki community is a very strong community, and honestly I do feel bad for people that got in at 20 ETH plus on these, because they've definitely been completely tricked into buying this NFT, as everything seemed to be going so well for it. But I think with this whole situation, it leaves NFT investors with the question, what even is a blue chip at this point? Because we've seen time and time again projects that were considered to be blue chips fall off. Another example of these being Cool Cats. So I'm sure a lot of people have been questioning their investments in their portfolio and their conviction on them. And I think moving forward in the future, smart investors are only going to invest into docs teams, having learnt this lesson from Azuki, and also specifically teams with a good background. An example of this being CloneX. Artifact Studios has a great track history of building projects in general, and being acquired by Nike, this is probably one of the safest bets in the NFT space right now, which I obviously say time and time again in my videos. And the last thing I want to touch upon is Project PXN. During the Azuki founders Twitter space, this basically ran up to a floor price of 5.5 ETH before dropping back down and resettling. But long story short, this is another anime PFP project, and people think that this can be the next big anime PFP project. Personally, I think we'll have to wait to see if that comes true, and it's going to be purely based on how people react to the artwork come the reveal of this project. But overall, it's good to see this holding a floor price of above 3 ETH even during these market conditions, and it definitely seems to be one of the more bullish projects that investors are getting into right now. The reveal is currently at an unknown date, but when it comes, we could potentially see a post-reveal pump for these, possibly going back up to that 5 ETH range if people are resonating with the artwork and a lot of people are getting behind it. Obviously the team has already created nanoparts, so they are proven, tried and tested in this NFT space to be able to produce a solid project. And full disclosure, I do own one of these PXNs, and I will probably hold through the reveal unless we see a big pump in price. And right now this is one of the few plays that I'm watching on the market and I do actually believe in, so we'll just have to see how this one plays out. A bit of a different video today, but we just had to cover this shocking news that's been coming out recently. We'll get through this bearish stage, guys. It's just a matter of when, so keep yourselves together and stay composed. I'm going to continue to bring videos on what I'm looking at in the market, because we could see potential entries into some top projects to multiply your money, as now is the best time for it in these very bearish market conditions. And be sure to follow me on Twitter for live updates. Like, comment, smash that notification bell, and as always, I've been Aaron Warlock NFT. Thanks for watching.